guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, my name's Matt, and this is a little segment I've been calling One Take Wednesday. Haven't been doing it that long. It's just a short little weekly video about anything. It's just kind of what I'm pitching to you pitching to you this Wednesday. It's just a low edit video, low effort for me, so I can get a little bit more content to you and still get you a nice video on Friday. So what I want to talk about today is my work truck. I've gotten a good bit of questions and a good bit of compliments and some ragging on my my work truck. So I figured I could share it with you and show you what I'm working with, why I set this truck up the way I have, and what I'm thinking for a future truck when I get ready to get a new one, if I'm getting ready to get a new one. So first off, shut the truck off so you can hear me a little bit better. I'll tell you that this is a 2003 F350 Super Duty. So this is a 2003 F350 cab and a half, 8-foot bed Super Duty, single rear wheel. I've had this truck for probably going on 7 or 8 years now. I don't remember exactly, but it was my first full-size pickup truck, and it has the 6-liter Power Stroke in it. I think there's still an old video you can go back on my channel and see. Actually, right after I got it, I did a video on it. When I got it, it had the pickup bed on it. But being up here in the Rust Belt, the pickup bed rotted out on it. So I wanted a practical replacement. What should I tell you first? The 6-liter motor has a terrible reputation, and partially rightful. It partially owns that reputation. So I have had the cab completely removed, did the head studs, EGR cooler, or I'm sorry, EGR delete, upgraded the oil cooler, head studs, went through the turbo. This is the variable geometry turbo, which I guess is the better of the turbos that came on these engines. But these motors definitely had a lot of problems and have their faults. But if you keep up with the maintenance, they're not too bad. Like I said, mine's technically been bulletproof, they call it, and it's been pretty reliable since then. Other things I've done to it, I need to put some gas shocks on the hood before it comes down and hits me. But what else have I done to it? Not too much. It's pretty much close to stock. The only thing I've done is I put an SCT tuner on it and a 5-inch straight pipe turbo back, and this bed. So this bed, a lot of people asked me about, is a North Star, which I was told is the same people that own CM. However, these are like their I don't know what you'd call it, tougher beds. They're made out of a little bit better material, or thicker material, which is why I went with this one. It's the heaviest built bed I could find on the market. And as far as the construction of the bed goes, I'm really happy with it. I've really always liked this bed. It's great for me throwing buckets or skid steer attachments or whatever it is I'm hauling that day, whatever junk I drag home. You just chuck it on there and strap it down. You got plenty of tie down points with your stake pockets, and it's been good as far as that goes. What I don't like about it is we live in the Rust Belt, and the paint that they put on this thing didn't hold up at all. The whole underside is rusty. I think the bed's been on here about 4 years now, 4 maybe 5 years, and I'm hoping this summer I might get time to pull the bed back off, sandblast it, and paint it again, because it's not going to last much longer if I don't. So let's go over what I keep in my truck for doing odd jobs and working out at the farm and everything else. And I probably keep more stuff in here than I need to, but it's nice to have things when you need them and you're not planning on needing them. And the truck is an absolute mess. It is definitely a work truck, so don't judge me too hard. It definitely needs cleaned out, and it's something I've been meaning to do and just haven't had the opportunity or the weather to do it. So I always got safety glasses. People always yelling at me to wear safety glasses, but I've got those, and I do wear them actually a lot if I have my contacts in like I do right now. I just don't wear contacts that much. I got spotlights. I got a portable battery charger that's normally plugged in and charging a battery all the time. This truck has a clipboard, which I always liked about it. It's nice holding your receipts or whatever it is you're doing. I've got a charger in here for my GoPro batteries for doing this stuff. This is the SCT tuner I was talking about, and this has been a nice addition to the truck. It's got a lot of live gauges and stuff that come in handy with a 6-liter. You're always watching your oil temp and your coolant temp, because in these trucks the coolant gauge doesn't really tell you much. It's kind of always in the middle. This is just an old metal tractor I found in the church when I was cleaning it out. Back here is Roscoe's domain. He has pretty much destroyed the back end of this truck. There's just some junk back here under the seat. We'll go on that side. Always keep a lot of gloves in your work truck, because you never know. Somebody might end up helping you and need gloves. I've got gloves in there, radios. On this side in the door pocket, I've got kind of markers, paint markers, a couple knives, bunch more gloves. I always keep a 25-foot tape measure in the door. Earplugs of all shapes and sizes. Good flashlight. I love these flashlights. They're the Nebo brand. I think the batteries are about shot in this one right now, but you've got the regular flashlight this direction, and you pull it out, and yeah, the batteries must be going bad. This light here, very bright, and it's magnetic. You can stick that right there and aim it, kind of get you a nice work light going any direction. So definitely recommend these lights if you want a good flashlight. Love that thing. I got a secretary type clipboard down here. I keep a lot of paperwork in for doing jobs, things like that. Still got the original AM FM cassette and CD combination player, still rocking an auxiliary tape cord, so that's awesome. In the back here I keep a good raincoat, as well as my chainsaw and DeWalt grease gun you guys have seen me use before, greasing up my equipment. That battery operated grease gun saves so much time, it's definitely worth every penny. On the bed here, I always keep a spade shovel and a square shovel. T-handle shovels too, not those long, stupid shovels. I refuse to use long shovels. And it's a 6-leaker, so I do keep some coolant back here, because she does like to go through some coolant. I don't keep this much. These jugs have just acquired back here. A couple of them have other stuff in them too. For diesel additive, I was running Hal's diesel supplement for a long time, and I really like that, but this stuff is a lot cheaper and has just as good, if not better, ratings, so I've been running it, and I can't say I've had any issues with it. I also keep a thing of bar oil here for the chainsaw. Normally have a gas can or two floating around back here. Usually there's a 2-cycle can back here with premix in it for the chainsaw. Feature of this bed that I really liked about it too, but I do not use hardly ever, is I have a gooseneck ball hidden down there. It's got a 30,000 pound rating on it. These are hydraulic oil. I usually just keep one here, but they're both sitting on here because the next time I'm at the farm I have to refill them off the barrels I have out there. In the toolbox, and some of the stuff is missing out of here because I have it at the church. In the toolbox here, yeah, there's several things missing out of here. Looks like I need to restock. I usually keep 3 or 4 tubes of grease in here, a can of ether, a couple cans of penetrating oil, some glass cleaner, some marker paint, some 1540, and some regular antifreeze. That's empty. I do need to restock. 100-foot tape measure, soft blow leather hammer, 3-pound hammer, black spray paint for touching up the trailers and my bed, but the bed is just kind of a lost cause. But I'm pretty good about when I put a scratch on my trailers, I just hit it with some paint to keep it from rusting. What else I've got? DeWalt cordless 20-volt grinder, manual grease gun, 3-foot level, 18-inch crescent wrench. I keep a bunch of 2-inch ratchet straps and lifting straps, rolls of duct tape, miscellaneous tools in the tray up here, just handy stuff that I'm always grabbing. This thing's cool. I like having this a lot working on machinery. It's a pop-up parts tray, magnetic, so you just stick that wherever and you toss your bolts and nuts and stuff in there, and it sticks on the machine you're working on, and it holds everything in there real nice. I think I picked that up at Tractor Supply or something like that. linch pins, padlocks, wire brush, you know, just the essential stuff that you're always making happen in a pinch here. I popped the tire off the skid steer the other day, and I actually just had these valve stems in here, so I try to be prepared for a lot of things to go wrong, unfortunately. There's a bag of rags down in there. On this side, we have some disorganization that I need to get back on top of. Got some specialty rigging in here, some cables, some specialty chains for tying down vehicles. 20 volt impact. This is awesome for roadside incidents. That thing has saved me a ton of time in the past. Got me out of some jams. So what else do I got? Staple guns, I got nails, I've got screws, basic stuff just to keep on hand throughout the farm. I've got a come along in here, some pry bars, another 5-pound hammer. There goes my phone. Oh, if I can get it out, I want to show you this ratchet. This thing does not get used all that much, but I do like this ratchet a lot. This is an Easy Red brand. I got it off of Amazon, and this is identical to, I can't remember if it was Snap-on or Matco I saw on the truck one day. Identical. But the cool thing about this is when you need a longer breaker bar, this thing extends. Look at that. That's probably 4 foot long that extends up to. And it's got detents in there so you can adjust the how far it extends. This is a 3/4 drive, but they have them in, I believe, 1/2 inch to 1 inch. So I got some other pry bars, bolt cutters, that sort of thing in there. In here, I keep my 1-inch ratchet straps. I keep a good bit of those on the truck. I probably always have about 10 or 15 1-inch ratchet straps on me. I normally have a bunch of them stashed down here along the side of the toolbox as well. In here, I don't even want to open this. I'll open it. In here is just assorted odds and ends for things in a pinch out at the farm. I've got a U-joint for the brush hog in there, funnel, a couple other little wrenches, screwdrivers, little stuff that I couldn't fit in the tray that I don't use that much. I've got a linch pin assortment here for tractors, 3-points, things like that. Also use the linch pins on my trailer. In this tool bag here, I've got standard impact sockets for use on the impact. I have got my carpentry bag here with a crap ton of different tips, drill bits, more tape measures, string lines, things like that. And that's in a bag, so you can just pull it out and take it with you wherever you're working on stuff. In the bottom of the bin here, I've got a good gear wrench socket set. Love that socket set, fits in here nice. It's got a wide range of 1/4 inch and 3/8 drive. Got a hacksaw. I don't really know why I keep that in here. I don't think I've ever used it. And a good DeWalt handsaw in here. I've used that thing a crap ton. That comes in handy a lot. I used to keep my 60-volt circular saw in here, and it is not in here because it is at the church right now. The same for my cordless impact and drill combination set. I keep my DeWalt 20-volt stuff in here. Up here is, I haven't got a reel for these yet, but these are my metric impact sockets up here. Got a 1/2 inch ratchet, another tape measure. There's probably 15 tape measures in this truck. This string is some super tough nylon string, and you can use this pretty handy. You start really thinking you can use that a lot. I keep zip ties underneath there too. On this side we got tie wire, a couple grinding discs, rag, some wedges. There's some stuff missing out of here, another string line. I need to reorganize some of this because some of this is stuff that never gets used. What else? There's a side box over here. And I've got another one of these undermount boxes that I've never got around to putting on the bed. In here I keep my good jumper cables, some more 2-inch ratchet straps. I want to move all my 2-inch ratchet straps down here because they're a pain to get to in there. Got some lifting straps and a shackle in here. The shackle's not even supposed to be in here. And I've got a 20-ton bottle jack, which is way easier to use on the side of the road than the stupid jack that Ford gives you. So that's in here. This is a really good box, and I got it really cheap off of Marketplace or something. The thing I don't like about it is it acquires all this junk down in here. I'm always blowing it out, and it sweats. I don't know if it doesn't breathe. It should, because there's plastic plugs on the side of it, but it doesn't breathe very well apparently, because it's always sweating in here. Not a fan of that. But the paint's held up a lot better on it than on the rest of the bed. So I've done a good bit of body work to this truck in the past. The whole bottoms of the doors were all rotted off before. Cab corners were gone, and on the back side of the rocker panels there's big holes, and it's getting to where it's going to need some attention again. The inside of the driver's door over there is starting to get a big spot on it. I don't know about this side. Yeah, I can see the lower part of the fender there's got some rust going on again. This whole rust belt thing really kills your vehicles. The salt that they put on the roads just eats our cars alive. So, things this truck needs right now. I think I got an axle going bad on this side. I've put new front leafs on it. I've put new rear leafs on it, and then they were cheap ones, had one side go bad again. So I replaced one side, and I have the other one to replace with good American-made leafs. And this side's the good side. These ones are made in America, and the other side was like Taiwan or China or something. They were garbage. They didn't last 2 years, I don't think, and I didn't even overload it or do anything crazy. But I've got to do the leafs on it. Steering box is getting kind of loose. Yeah, see, I've got some rot coming through here again. I'm gonna need to get that patched up before it gets too bad. Overall, the 6-liter has treated me okay. It does have plenty of power when it's running right. I do have a couple injectors that are starting to go bad on me, I believe, because it isn't quite running right. At idle, you'll hear it start to rev up and slow down and rev up and slow down. But other than that, it's been a good truck. It's treated me well. It's pulled a lot of big stuff, and I'm happy with it overall. But I think what I'm going to try to get into next, when this truck is giving up on me, I think I'm going to try and get a Cummins with, I don't know what Dodge calls it. It's not a cab and a half. It's like 4 doors, but it's the back doors smaller. I want to try and get one of those trucks in a single rear wheel again, and I want to get a service body on it. So it'll have, you know, all the upright cabinets, the side cabinets, another upright, and still have a little bit of bed space, because I need to have a fuel tank. I use that constantly. But I don't haul buckets as much on the bed anymore as I did when I first got this. I kind of always haul them on the trailer. I do still haul stuff, which I need to have, but I'm thinking about a service body. So if you guys have preference on different service bodies, or ones you like or don't like, drop me a comment down below and tell me which service beds you think are better. If you have one or run one and you like yours, tell me about it. If you don't like yours, tell me about it. The next thing I need to know about from you guys is tires. There's way too many tires on the market for me to be pricing out. I have got these Toyo Open Country RTs on here right now, which have been a really good tire. They've held up really well. I know you can't see the tread pattern right now through all the mud, but they're about shot. So there's the tread pattern. They've been good. They held up pretty well. I think I got about 40,000 miles on these tires right now, and they've still got, I don't know, maybe an 1/8 inch tread left on them. So I'm gonna start looking around, hopefully get some tires here by the end of the summer, so I have them for next winter. So leave me a comment down below if you know of a good tire that's slightly aggressive but still good for mainly road driving. This thing really doesn't do too much off-road use because it's a lead sled and it sinks. So that's my work truck, guys. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you think about the truck. Tell me what kind of truck you think I should get next, and I'll see you guys on Friday, the main video. Later.